Hey guys, Chris here, founder of Rooted Music. Guys, at Rooted, our goal is to help you learn to play the music that you love by coaching you on the why and not just the what. And we're going to do just that in today's tutorial. But before we do, I'd love for you to subscribe to this channel here so you don't miss out on any of the new worship tutorials that we have for you. And I'd also love for you to check out the links in the description of this video where you can download our chord chart to this song for free, and also where you can learn more worship songs just like this for just $1 for the first 30 days. Check out those links and let's go ahead and dive into the video.
Hey everybody, my name is Shane Cole, and I'm here with another bass tutorial with Rooted Music. I would love to jump into a really great song called Living Hope, and if you're interested in playing along with any version after we go over it today, the one I'm breaking down is Bethel music off of the album Victory. All the versions are really great. This one kind of feels like a blend of all the cool ideas. So there are a couple of sections, and there are probably more chord changes than usual for a worship song, but it's a really cool vocal. It's kind of like it reminds me of a hymn or something like that. So the verse changes especially are really, really cool and dynamic. So to save us some time, and also to help anybody who is unfamiliar with the Nashville number system, I'd love to talk about how that could apply for this song and for this lesson. So first thing that helps to learn is the song's on the record is played in the key of D flat. So let's review the notes in D flat, and then I'll explain how it works with numbers. So D flat major would be D flat, E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C, and then we're back to D flat. So from D flat to C, that was 7 notes. So all you do is you take that scale and you apply numbers to each note starting on 1. So D flat is our 1 chord, E flat is our 2 chord, F is our 3 chord, G flat is our 4 chord, A flat is our 5 chord, B flat is our 6 chord, C is our 7, and then we're back to D flat, which would be 1 again. So there's our time signature, and this song is in 4/4. You know, the most common, especially for like Western music, worship music, popular music. 4/4 is usually the go-to time signature. It's the most common. All it means is when we're listening to this song, we're kind of beating our tapping our foot and bobbing our head about this rhythm along with the song. So we're going to call that our quarter note. So if you hear me talk about quarter notes, just think about playing along to the tempo that you kind of nod your head. If you hear me say half note, that's half as many. So basically 2 quarter notes would be a half note. If I say whole note, that's 4 quarter notes. And then sometimes, like when you hear the drums build on a song, that's an 1/8 note. So you basically take our quarter note and you cut that, you divide that by 2, and you have more of this rhythm. There's 3 main sections to this song. The verse is a big part of the song. There's a pre-chorus that happens a couple times, and then obviously our chorus. In verse 3 changes some chords, so we'll pay attention to that. So we're pretty much out for, and there's an intro and turnaround. So we're pretty much out for the intro. We're out for the first verse, and we will drop in and play on the turnaround that happens between verse 1 and verse 2. I call anything that's like kind of an instrumental to kind of glue 2 sections together with a vocal, I usually call that a turnaround. It can mean a couple different things. In this case, it'll be what happens after verse 1 and before verse 2. So we'll just start there since that's where the bass comes in. So the chords are going to be 1, and then a quick 6/4. So 2 beats on the 6, 2 beats on the 4. So it just sounds like this. And then right at this point, verse 2 begins. So it really helps if you just get really familiar with the song. And I think as you learn the vocal, the chords kind of come alive. I think if you were to just see these chords written on a page, you'd probably wonder why so complicated. But once you hear the melody, it starts to really make sense. So the verse, we'll drop in on verse 2, and this is how the chords go. 1, full measure, 2 of 5, and then 4, 6, back to the 5, 1 again, 5, and then 4, 5, to the 1. So we just completed verse 2. Next section will be our pre-chorus, which happens in the beginning of the song. It actually doesn't happen when verse 3 repeats. We won't do the pre-chorus, so this will be the only time the bass plays it. Starts on a 4 chord. 1 chord. 6. 5. And then it's kind of back to verse type changes. 1, 5, 4, 5, 1. Now, this brings us to our chorus. Chorus is much simpler musically. It's a quicker change, so 2 beats each. 4, 1, 5, 6. 4, 1, 5, 6. 4, 1, 5, 6, and then 4, 5, 1. So here's how it sounds in time. Here's where the chords change for the chorus. So now the next section will be verse 3. It's almost the same as verse 2, but there will be no pre-chorus this time. So basically, verse 3 repeats, and it has a tag at the end. Any section that gets repeated that's not like a full section of a song, we would call a tag. So basically, when you hear verse 3, first time with no bass, second time with bass, and then there's a little section at the end where we tag just a line of the verse. So the chords would be, again, similar to verse 2. So the first time it happens, they're completely normal, but we're not playing, so I'm not going to go over that. When the bass comes back in, we're going to come in on a kind of a pulsing quarter note rhythm to kind of build some intensity with the drums. And it sounds like this. 5, 4, 6, 5. Now here, we would typically go to a 1 chord, but we're going to go to a 3 chord. It's a substitution. So it's not that the actual chord is different, it's just that we're going to play a different bass note. And we're going to switch to an 8th note pattern to build with the drums. So instead of 1, 5, we're going to go 3, 5. So it sounds like this. 4, 5 here. Then tag on a 6 chord. And then 4, 5, 1. Now we're on our final choruses, which, if you remember from just a little bit earlier in the video, chorus changes are pretty simple. The same chord progression happens 3 times, and then it changes on the 4th time. So that's the program for the chorus, but 2 notes for this chorus. First note would be the chorus repeats, so it's a double. And after the double, so the very end of the song essentially, we tag again. So I'll show you how the second chorus, like in these repeated choruses, show you how that one sounds. So it'll be 4, 1, 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, 6. And then when we get to the very end, it's going to go 4, 5, 6 instead of the 1. And then we'll do it again. 4, 5 to the 1. And that's the last note of the song. Another thing is you'll hear a pretty cool drum part, and I'm a little torn on whether we should necessarily lock in with that kick pattern. My tendency would just be to play eighth notes. I think that may feel better, but feel free to experiment locking in with the kick drum. So on these final choruses, you'll hear a interesting kick pattern. Experiment with like playing while that kick pattern is happening and see if it feels good. But I'll default to just straight eighth notes for the end of the song.
Guys, thanks so much for joining us today in this tutorial. I hope you really enjoyed it and learned a lot through it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel here so you don't miss any of the new tutorials we have coming up. And make sure to check out those links in the description of this video so you don't miss out on the chord chart and you don't miss out on more and more worship song coaching for just $1 for the first 30 days. Check out those links and we'll see you soon.